Światło.
Okay, I think that we can wait to 6 p.m. and we will start.
Yeah, sure.
So, welcome everyone. I guess that I don't have to introduce to you our today's speaker, but I will say a few words. Magda is a medical doctor and she works in our university clinical center and she attends Doctoral School. She's doing her PhD in the Department of Dermatology, Venereology and Allergology. And thank you, Magda, for agreeing to host this webinar as the final of our workshop, which took place on Saturday. And okay, so the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dominika, and it's a pleasure for me to talk today about doctoral school. I think the topic is quite interesting for those who are interested in applying or recruiting to the doctoral school, and I think I'm going to focus on the process of recruitment. Because I think that's what's the most important part. So yeah, I think that we can start. I know that today's meeting is being recorded, so I think we can start, and then people who couldn't join us at the beginning, they can just watch it on YouTube probably. Okay, then. Okay, so let me know. Do you can you see properly the presentation?
Yes, we will see.
Okay, so thank you, Dominika, for introducing me. For those who doesn't know me, I am a medical doctor. I graduated in 2020, and currently I'm a second year of doctoral school, and I'm conducting research at the Department of Dermatology, Venereology, and Allergology. And my main interest is in a field of chronic ulcers and chronic wounds. Yep, what else? I'm working at the Department of Emergency Medicine, and also I'm still promoting science in social media. Some of you may know me from my Instagram account, GFMed Student. Sorry, that was my cat. What else? I also promote science during webinars and workshops. And on Saturday, we had a chance to meet all together and learn some of you about how to use PubMed, Mendeley, or how to create abstract, etc. I hope there are a few people from the Saturday's workshops, because today is like some kind of follow-up, because we didn't have enough time to talk about doctoral school. And we are aware that some of you guys really want to continue your scientific research in doctoral school. So to be honest, it's not the only way to get a PhD, but today's meeting is about doctoral school, and I'm going to focus on the topic of how to get recruited to that school. To be honest, it's not that easy. It never was, but now when there are not a lot of spots for you, it's super competitive. But yeah, let's start from the very beginning. What the doctoral school is. So it's like an institution which works at the Medical University of Gdańsk. It's an, let's call it organized form of education. You can apply for 3 different disciplines, which are pharmaceutical sciences, medical sciences, and health sciences. And I'm it's not a department. I'm in a discipline. I attend doctoral school at the discipline of medical sciences. So the aim of the doctoral school is to prepare us to be highly qualified scientists, researchers. Yeah, it's a really nice aim. And so some basics about doctoral school for the very beginning. So the most important thing is that the education is free. You may wonder how long it lasts. So it's 4 years, but of course there are some circumstances where you can shorten or longer your education. And for example, my friend is going to get her PhD after 2 years of 2.5 of doctoral school. So yeah, it is possible. What else? You can okay, I have to stop here because I wanted to say that you can prolong your education, but the doctoral school in total has a history of 3 years. So I do not know anyone who was in doctoral school for a longer time than 4 years, but probably it is possible. And what is the most important thing is that we get a scholarship. So for the very for first 2 years, we get like 2,000 around 2,400 zlotys. And after our evaluation or assessment, yeah, it's called midterm assessment, we will receive around 3,000 700 almost zlotys. So as you can see, it's not that bad. It's really nice because all doctorants get this scholarship, because previously it was that only a percentage of students got the scholarship. Now it's obligatory for all of us to get those money. So it's really nice. What I noticed is that from this year, from this recruitation, all research proposals or all dissertations are going to be held in English, because when I applied to the doctoral school, I could prepare all of that in Polish. To be honest, it was not that easy, because like most articles are written in English, so it was basically translating. So sometimes it's not that easy if you want to prepare, for example, a research proposal. So now everything you're gonna prepare it must be in English. And I guess that my PhD dissertation also must be prepared. Will be prepared in English. I also read that probably you will have classes not remotely, but they also said that this year probably we won't have those classes remotely, but most of classes are online. To be honest, for me it was very comfortable, and I decided to do all my subjects at the first year, because I was afraid that next year it won't be possible to do it remotely, but it still was. I don't know how it will be in your case. Probably some of classes are going to be held at the university. Here I just want to show you a few subjects with which few classes, or let's call it classes. So we have plenty of seminars. We have English classes. We have statistics. Some of them seem to be quite interesting, and some are maybe not that much interesting. I shouldn't probably say that, but some of them are really helpful. So the point of those seminars and those classes is that at the end of doctoral school, we do not have to pass any additional exams. It used to be that way, that while doing your PhD, you had to pass some exams, like theoretical exam of your discipline. This is not the case in doctoral school, because we all have to pass some exams. They are not that difficult. So like, yeah, it's the case that we all have the same classes, so we have the same level of the education and qualifications, so we do not have to pass any exams, and we don't have to pass language exams. So I think it's really good. All you have to do is to prepare your dissertation, write your dissertation at the end. Okay, so now I want to focus on the scoring system. It's used to let's say qualify candidates. Like I said, last year it was for medical sciences, it was 12 spots, so this is not a lot. There were about 40 candidates, so it was very competitive. So I'm really glad that I decided to apply to a doctoral school when I was at my before my internship, to be honest. Yeah. probably, yeah, of course, you can ask questions at the end, but some of you may ask whether it's possible to do your PhD and and conduct or be on an internship. So it is possible, especially because at the beginning we have to struggle with all the official procedures and applying to ethics committee. So it really can take time. So yeah, it is possible. Yeah, you can take a paper and count your points. Probably some of you are already experienced, so you can count how many points would you get. So at the very beginning, the most important part, it's your interview. So you can get a maximum of 50 points for presenting your research proposal. And yeah, the question you often ask is, should I have a research proposal at the very beginning, or should I find a promoter? Is that a word in English for that? I hope, yeah. So so yes, you have to know what you're gonna do during your doctoral studies. And the problem is that it wasn't that way. I mean, my friends, my older friends who are doctors now, they said that it's possible to change your topic anytime you want. So bad news, you cannot. So I really wanted to change my topic because I couldn't apply with I couldn't apply with topic I was really interested in, because we didn't know if we will ever get ethics committee approval, which we got like this year. So I couldn't apply with this topic, but unfortunately I cannot change it anymore. So it's now I am left with two different researches. So it's not very maybe comfortable, maybe educational, but not very comfortable, because yeah, I'd prefer to have only one research at the time. So it's a little bit troublesome. So this is just information for you, that you have to really think about your topic, because you cannot change it anymore. Yeah, so you have your research proposal and you have to present it while being interviewed, and you don't have to be very stressed. You shouldn't be very stressed, because they like committee, they do not ask any difficult or very detailed questions. It's rather just talk about your study group, your primary outcomes, or just a general idea why you want to conduct this kind of research. So if you prepared on your own, then you are you really know what you want to check, what you want to yeah. So it's not that difficult. However, the problem is that the time, the dates of this interview is right after or right before the LEC exam. So this is the only problem, that those interviews are in September. So some of you probably will be preparing for the final exam. So that may be problematic, but since you can pass this exam during studies, probably for some of you it won't be an issue anymore. And of course, there are always questions whether you wonder if you can apply to the doctoral school if you are not very experienced in science, in research. the answer is yes, because you can get this 60% of okay, it's not 60%. It's not obligatory to present your research on conferences or publish articles before getting to the doctoral school. But so it's not impossible to get without that, but you will see how many points you have to get comparing to results from the last year. Okay, let's move on. So another thing is your verification of your English. So there's a test. It's held by the university. It's on a level B1/B2. But if you have any certificate, you can easily avoid it. I had C, so whatever my score was, it doesn't really matter because I got like maximum of points for that, and I didn't have to attend this language test. So here, sorry, it's only in Polish. I couldn't find it in English version. Like they are assuming that English-speaking candidates they speak English fluently, but here I copied all the certificates, which gives you 5 points. But there was also information that you can have another certificate, but they have to decide whether it's enough. Okay, so let's collect other points. It's here you can see that final note of assessment. It's called średnia, right? Okay. I can see that it's this English scoring system was, I guess, translated directly from. So it's like your średnia from all studies, and it's counted like counted for 3, so maximum of 15 points you can collect. What else? When I was applying to doctoral school, number 4 seemed to be hilarious because nobody ever got like more than 90% from LEC exam, which changed since last year, and a lot of you guys gonna get scored above 90%. So it's like 3-5 points to your score. What else? There's also one student. Okay, Camille is telling me that średnia is average me, but the problem was that here it's written the final note of assessment. It's like, yeah. Thank you. Okay, about number 5, it's Primus Inter Pares medal, and it's given to one student from the discipline. So if you have high scores and you were active during studies, or you're very experienced in science, then you may have a chance to receive this medal. But like I said, it's only one graduate who received that, but it's extra 10 points, so it's really worth for that medal. The next thing is being a member of a research circle. It's very important to collect those confirmations. You can always ask the head of research circle, scientific circle, to give you some kind of confirmation that you were an active member for at least 1 year. It's really important to collect that during all studies, because on the basis of that, you can get another 2 points. So even if you was a member, if you are a member of more than 2 scientific circles, only 2 of them counts. What else? Here is really here is I think here are very easy to get points, because it's not very well explained what those activities are. So I as far as I remember, I gave a confirmation from organizing a conference and being an active member of IFMSA Poland. But here it looks like whatever you did, it counts. So it's like easy 2 points to get. Now we are moving to this research to those research activities, and what concerns me in number 8 is that it's written that documented original papers presented by the candidate at the conferences counts. So I am pretty sure that when I was applying to the doctoral school, it was not about original papers, because I didn't have that kind of activity, and I obviously got points for presenting my research, which was case reports during studies. So I think there is a little change in those regulations. So I would ask whether case reports counts, but here I guess it's stated that original papers, or yeah, I'm gonna just take a look at Polish version to compare original work, oryginalne prace. I would definitely ask whether original paper is only I'm not sure, so I don't want to give you a wrong information. Maybe if someone of you knows, you can just write it down on chat box. Okay, here you can have you can collect like 8 points for awards and scholarships. But about those, yeah, I believe it's, I believe here everything counts, like all grants you received or scholarships. So if you got anything, then you have to bring some confirmation, and that would count. I didn't have any of those, so I probably lost those 8 points. I got 1 grant, but it wasn't scientific, so yeah, probably I didn't have points for that. What Rector's Award is? Yeah, of course, because today I know that not only students from Medical University of Gdańsk joined us, but please have in your mind that this scoring system may differ among all universities, and I know that there are slight differences. For example, it was doctoral school in Warsaw, where they count all your student practices abroad. I remember because I had like 3 of them, and in Medical University of Gdańsk, it didn't count. So remember that there are differences, and you have to check on the website of your university before applying. So here in Medical University of Gdańsk, we can get Rector's Awards for it's not only for scientific activities, it may be for everything. I got my Rector's Award for being an active member of IFMSA Poland, and for promotion of bone marrow donation. So I had 1 rector's award and 1 rector's distinction, and it differs. So remember to apply for rector's awards. And what is important, it's a slight difference between those 2 rectors awards, is that rector's award you can collect during big university meetings, and rector's distinction, it's called like that. You can get whenever they ask you to receive it. So keep it in your mind, and remember to apply for this award right before graduating, so that you will receive this award at the end, at the diplomatorium. Okay, it's Polish probably name, but you probably know what I want to say. Okay, now the most the most important part was interview, but here is how you can get the how you can get a lot of points, of course, for published articles. And I can see that it differs a little bit from what I had during my application, but so it's divided into quartiles, and whether you are a first author or any other. The strange question I received quite often recently is how many other authors can be counted in a purpose of specialization. So I'm gonna answer that because I don't want you to ask me this question anymore. So it's like there can be as many authors as they were. So it's not a good question to ask how many people can be written as an author, because it's obvious that anyone who participated in writing this article is an author, but I know what you're asking about, and the point is to get as many points for your specialization as it is possible. But remember that it's not research is not about being added to someone's work. Okay, that being said, let's move to chapters and monographs. If you took part in writing chapters or monographs, then you get 1 point per publication. I think it's fair. Okay, so here you can see that 56 points you can get after from just publishing articles. I don't know many people who had like 50 who could have 50 points. Let me I don't know which quartile were my articles, but I remember that I had while applying to doctoral school, I had probably 4 articles, and only 2 of them were with impact factor. Yeah, but it counted only like in a previous scoring system. Only it counts whether it has whether articles published in a journal with impact factor, but or not. But here you can see that it's more important which quartile the journal is the journal has. Okay, let's move on. Okay, number 13. I don't remember this one from my reputation, but okay. So as I can see, it's really really beneficial for you to apply for grants or any other funds during studies, because you can get like 50 points for external funding. So what can I recommend is to have a research proposal and try to apply for any kind of funding you find. For example, I received a grant which could be called an external fund, but it was this year, so it doesn't count. But I just applied for grants. I just applied for grants which I literally found anywhere. It was not even a NAVA or any other popular grant, but it's really good to start your research with funding, because I really struggled with that at my first year, and I didn't have money for my research. This is why I couldn't collect or even start my research at the first year. So this is what I'm doing right now. It may be really frustrating, so this is why I'm really encouraging you to start doing that even during studies. I know that it may seem that you don't have time for that, and probably you don't, but it's easier. Believe me, it's easier if you have any any funds. And the last one is scientific internships, at least 1 month, in 1 month, and it must be confirmed by the supervisor. I think I got points for that. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not the same as student practice, because it's here stated that it should be scientific, and those student practice, they are not scientific. But what I want to recommend you is to apply for say, research internships, you can start at first year, because if you want to go on a practices abroad, you have to start your clinics, so it's after third year. And about this scientific internship, it doesn't matter, you can apply for that even while being on the first and second year, so you can get also extra points. I don't know whether any of you counted your points, but here is the list of scores from the last year from the medical sciences. To be honest, it was really, really competitive, because I remember I had something about 80 something, but it was not, definitely it was not 100. And I know who had 100 points. I'm not going to tell you, but that was a person who conducted Saturday's workshop. So you had a chance to meet this person. So yeah, as you can see, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 spots. Okay, 14 spots. I don't know how many spots are going to be announced this year, but I wouldn't expect to be much more. Okay, so here are a few very important information for those who want to apply to doctoral school. So I found the information that online recruitment starts in July. So let me check. Interviews are gonna, yeah, like I said, interviews are right before the LEC exam, so it's 1 week difference between those two things. So it may be a little bit stressful, but if you plan it properly, then you should have time for everything. And here, that's all I want to say, but I have some time to answer your questions, and hopefully there will be some questions. Okay. Does the English exam from second year counts towards point 2? No, unfortunately, no. It's another one. It's another exam which you have to attend in the. Probably I should. Let me check. It's English language examination is going to be held on 1st and 2nd of September. Yeah, it's unfortunately a different one. If you want to avoid this exam, you should have another certificate. Do the student have to do the English exam? To be honest, I scrolled the rules and regulations for English program, and I couldn't find any information about the English exam. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. I couldn't find information about certificates, but I do believe that even English division students have to do the English exam, because the information I copied was from the English division website. So yes, probably the answer is yes, because this language exam is also prepared for English-speaking students. I know that there are a lot of students who are coming from another countries, not only English division students. So probably it's planned for them. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you have any other questions regarding doctoral school, I am more than happy to answer them. How to prepare the research proposal? Did you prepare it under the scientific supervision of your tutor? Yeah, it's really helpful. So how to start preparing? I recommend consulting all your ideas with your tutor, promoter, or any other person who is more experienced in science and research than you. It's a good idea to cooperate with doctors who are active in research and, for example, are supervisors of scientific circles. But the thing is that for you, the most difficult part is to find the topic, find things you are interested in, or find what doctors from different clinics are interested in, or what they are working currently on. So once you find it out, then it would be easier for you, and you can just go directly to the person and ask. Maybe they can help you to create a research proposal. Maybe you have idea what you wanna check, or what field of what kind of diseases you're interested in. But it's to be honest, it's the most difficult part, because we are expected to have everything prepared and just get to the doctoral school and just conduct your research. And the problem is that we, after our studies, we do not know how to do that. And preparing research proposal and knowing how big your study group should be, or what kind of patients should we check, it's really challenging. Is it possible to live in Warsaw and attend the program here at the same time? What do you have in order for the program to be shorter? Okay, so it's you don't have to work at the same university in which you want to apply to doctoral school, because I know doctor from Olsztyn who is doing her specialization, and she is also attending doctoral school in Warsaw. However, it was easier when classes were online. And what I haven't mentioned, it's obligatory for us to have classes with students, but it's also possible to do it in your in other city which has university or academic hospital. So it is possible to not attend the same doctoral school, like the doctoral school in the same city you live. To short your program, what should you do? You should just collect data and publish it in a journal. It seems so easy, but trust me, it's not. But if you are determined enough, then yeah, it is possible. You can apply for shortening your program. Is it possible for students from other Polish medical universities to get into the school in Gdańsk? How to find a supervisor? I guess it's the most challenging right after writing your research proposal to find a supervisor. What I can recommend is to maybe ask other other students from doctoral school who is their supervisor, because one supervisor can have at the same time 3 different students, like if of course they want, but they can have like three students, so they can supervise 3 different people. So maybe that is some kind of tip, but I know it's really difficult. What I would do is just maybe try to contact with some doctors from hospital and look for a doctor who has shares the same interests. But I know that it's not that easy. It's easier to just say, but what kind of certificate would be good for avoiding English exam? I posted the list. I can do it one more time, so you can see it one more time. It was here. So here you can see those certificates. FC, CAE, yeah, IELTS is also here. You can make a screenshot or okay. Does STN count towards 0.7? I would say yes. In the 0.7 there is ED as well. What does it mean? Maria, did you write it about
in the English requirements? In the 0.7 there is also the Dyplomy Krajowe Studiów Anglojęzycznych, English division.
Okay.
There was a question, so I saw it on the slides, so just
okay.
But it was not very visible. So.
Okay, that's interesting.
And about STN, actually, maybe because I'm not sure if it's pointed, if you can get points right now, but from what I know, they actually are trying to do that.
But isn't it like why it's not number 7?
Like the scientific circles?
No, not as a scientific circle, but like number 7, which is documented activity. Sorry, I'm translating from Polish. Activity in academic structures.
Oh yeah, that sounds right. Yes.
Yeah, I would say that number 7 is for either STN or USS. Yeah. So you will definitely get 1 point for that. How long is the summer break at the doctoral school? It's the same as holidays for students. Yeah, it's like 3 months. And yeah, it may be problematic if you plan to have if you plan to travel during a year, because you always have to inform everyone that you are going somewhere, because you have classes with students. Of course, obligatory, it's only 60 hours, but then you may be asked to continue this classes. So yeah, but at least those 3 months of holidays, of summer break, and of course winter break, you have, it's almost the same as students. I'm sorry if I missed this, but should you have already started it on your research and maybe presented it program. Are you asking about the about my research, whether I before applying to doctoral school I should already present it before? Because if I understood properly, then no, it's just something you like the research proposal should be about things you're gonna research for during your attendance to doctoral school. So it should be rather novel than something you have already done. Are any benefits for continuing classes after 60 hours? Yes, maybe at the first year, no, and you cannot have more than 60 hours. But now when I'm at the second year, then I get extra salary for the additional hours. So yes, I would call it a benefit. Yeah, it's really nice chatting with you, and I can see that you are really interested in doctoral school. Is it possible to see a schedule sample, but a schedule of what? Of the program. Okay. I think that in I don't know, Maya, whether you are from Medical University of Gdańsk or not, but if yes, then in extranet you can click on doctoral school, and there should be listed all seminars and classes from 4 years. I think I searched for that, and I do believe that it's there. But in what I remember is that first year is very like we had a lot of classes during first year. Oh, thank you, Maria. Like we had a lot of classes, and those additional classes, and probably that was my problem, because like I said, due to pandemic and remote classes, I decided to to do all seminars, because you can choose and schedule that. So I decided to do everything at the first year. So now I have only few seminars, and since third or fourth, yeah, it's like really the minimum of classes. It's almost like nothing, mainly classes with students. But there's one concern. I mean, it must be changed, that some classes are planned in the morning. Like, you know, barely no one is attending only doctoral school. So usually we are working somewhere. Some of us are doctors, some not, but we have to work, because as you can see, the scholarship is not that high to attend only doctoral school. So yeah, classes in the morning sometimes are really difficult to attend, because yeah, I mean, it was problematic, but it was remotely, so so it was not that difficult maybe to join, but otherwise, if they would be at the university, then that it would not be possible for me to join them. What does the PhD interview look like before the admission? What questions to expect? Probably you probably you weren't at the beginning, but I mentioned a few questions. They are not very detailed. They are mainly about your topic. Why did you decided to conduct that kind of research? How big should be your study group? What should be including criteria, some basics which you should have prepared in your research proposal. So I remember I was afraid what they're gonna ask, but if you have basic knowledge about your topic, then you should feel quite safe. And in our case, it was Zoom meeting, but it was a pandemic, so it may probably change a little bit in September, but we will see. We will see. Thank you. Okay, are there any questions? If not, then remember you can always mail me or write on Instagram, or rather on Instagram I probably may not see your message, but mail is also fine. Okay, how shall we search for an inspiration of choosing PhD subject? What can I recommend is being up to date with the literature, with the current literature on a topic you are interested in. If you haven't found a topic you are interested in yet, then maybe try attending scientific circle and see what other people do. So that may be inspirational for you, but to be honest, it's really difficult sometimes to choose a subject, and that's why other more experienced researchers may be very helpful because they know more about this topic. They know what gaps you can fill, and probably they can suggest you something. Can you choose which subject you will be teaching? Like, if my study is about neurology, I will teach neurology, or is it randomly given? Camille, don't worry, it's not randomly given. It's rather the department you are conducting research in. In my case, my topic is about chronic wounds, and my tutor is a professor from the dermatology department. Then I am a teacher of dermatology for the fourth year medical students. So yeah, we definitely do not have randomly given studies to teach. Do we get our own funding for the project? It's like you do not get anything, so you have to apply for funding, otherwise you won't have money at all. I hope it was helpful, but unfortunately this is how it is. Like, you get the scholarship, so it's some kind of salary for you, but if you need money for your research, then you have to apply for grants, fundings, etc. Okay, it's 7 p.m, so I think we are going to finish. If any other question, just mail me and I will try to answer. Maria and Dominika, thank you so much for organizing workshops and webinar. I think it's really, really important for students to have access to all this, to our experience and knowledge, and I really believe that it may be more clear and more easy for them, for you guys, to apply for doctoral school if now you know what is really important in the scoring system, for example.
Thank you, Magda. I would like to thank for drawing our attention to some things that we can do now to apply to doctoral school. So I think most of us will know what to do right now.
Yeah, now you can now you are aware what you should focus on if you really want to apply to a doctoral school. And unfortunately, all these things like presenting on conferences or publishing articles, it takes time. So you really should consider starting earlier, for example, than even me, because if you want to have a lot of points, then you have to start really, really early. Maybe not first year, but still.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, really, from all of us. And I will just stop the recording now. So,
okay. Thank you.